we're about using technology to help people be healthier. So we're tech for good. So hopefully we're in the right place. Health is quite a broad topic. So we boiled it down into 2 bits, which is eating well and moving more. Very, very broad brushstrokes there. And it's about physical health. And we ignored the eating well bit because we weren't interested in that, and we focused on the moving more. So how do you help people be more physically active? And really, it's just about moving. Humans were designed to move. Good things happen when we move more. There's all these studies about the benefits of movement, very few adverse effects unless you train too hard and this kind of thing. And there's untold horrors of what's going to happen if we don't move more as a society. So I don't want to start off with a bad note, but we're kind of on a pretty bad trajectory in terms of our healthcare, which is we're focusing a lot of time on the really, really ill, because they need help, and that's really important. But we need a few resources to make sure we're improving people's lifestyles as we go along. So the whole preventative agenda. Things like people dying more from physical inactivity than they do from smoking. It's kind of shocking, right? These are things we can wholly prevent. But more than that, in our sector, so the kind of sports physical activity sector, there's been a movement brewing, and you see I've been clever with the words here, a bit of a pun. And there's kind of over the last 2 years, there's this movement brewing, and I want to take like about 15 minutes to kind of shine a light on it, because I think it's really interesting, and what we parallels for other sectors, and it's a really exciting space if any of you are interested in the health space. But before I kind of get into what our movement is, I just want to quickly illustrate what a movement is in general. Does anyone recognize this guy? Yeah, a couple of people. So I'm about to heinously rip off a TED talk, and it's much better done by the guy who actually put it on. It's a guy called Derek Silvers who gave the talk, and it's 3 minutes end to end, and it talks about how this chap started a movement in 3 minutes flat, and it kind of shows the dynamics of what we think of as a movement. So this guy's at a concert, he's on a hill, the music's happening over here, and he's dancing by himself, and he's doing a very, very unique dance. So he's shirtless dancing guy. And every movement has to start with someone stepping out from the crowd and doing something a little bit unique, kind of daring to be new, daring to be brave. So his bravery was to do with his dancing style. And he's dancing for a long time, and I mean a long time, by himself, before this chap turns up in the green t-shirt. And this chap's really important because he's the first follower. He kind of shows the rest of the hillside that this guy who's a bit of a lone nut might have something to him. You know, his dance is important because it can be copied, it can be followed. And it's a really important element of a movement because the first follower creates a new dynamic. There's only 2 of them, but it's still changed. And very quickly, this other chap turns up. He's like, this looks interesting, I want to get involved. And you start to see a little bit of momentum building. People are like, oh, there's 3 people now dancing like that first guy was. Maybe there's something to investigate here. And pretty quickly, those guys call their friends. And those friends run over from over the hillside because it's not too late to be part of the in-crowd. I want to be part of this cool new group that's forming. The crazy guy's in there somewhere. I think he's at the bottom there, but we don't even recognize him anymore because it's not really about him. And within about 2.5 minutes, the whole hillside is dancing like this guy was. And he's in there somewhere. But it's, like I said, it's not really about him anymore. He's formed this movement. It was his dancing and his bravery that stood out. But really, it was the first follower that was really important in that story. The first follower who said to the rest of the hillside, this guy isn't that crazy actually, it's quite fun what he's doing, I want to get involved and see if I can make this happen. He showed everyone else that the dance can be copied. And what's quite exciting about this is it kind of maps to what I've seen happen in our sector around data in sports and physical activity. Because about 3 years ago, me and my fellow co-founders at imin were trying to solve this problem. It's an incredibly middle-class issue to have, but 3 years ago I was trying to find a squash court. I don't know if you want to play squash, tennis, badminton, anything you want to book. The thing you couldn't really do was this thing. You couldn't search by time in the sports sector. Availability was important, but I want to know what's available at a specific time of day. I'm free at specific points in my time, in my schedule, what can I do? I want to play squash. And you think, if as a nation we have this issue with health and people needing to be active, and we spend millions of pounds, literally millions of pounds, on campaigns and all sorts of stuff, building facilities to get people to be active. If I want to be active and I can't even book my squash court, and I'm ending up calling up the squash courts individually, finding timetables, and it's a hassle. The people who really aren't that motivated, who are spending lots of money to get them thinking about their health, they're going to hit huge barriers. And the whole system's a bit broken. You can't just pour money into campaigns and making people feel bad. Even wearables are really good at telling us how unfit we are. There's no route from there to go, right, I want to do something about this. Where's my nearest walking group, or gardening, or dancing group? So we thought, right, we can build an app around this. We were consultants at the time, so we read all the lean books. And we said, yeah, we're going to do this in a lean way. So week one, we found some squash players and we built a WhatsApp group. And said, right, tell us when you're free, we're going to put you together. And I was in there with Killen and Rahul. And I said, right, you guys want to play squash, you live in Clapham. And we kind of validated some key hypotheses, which is that people would work quite hard to be active, for a squash game in particular. These guys were willing to pay us like a £2-3 booking fee on a £4 squash court. So we proved some key things. We thought, right, we're on our way, we're generating revenue, let's make it happen. But then we got a bit upset because what we had was this kind of set of users, 20 different users, let's say, not a huge amount. But we in the background as co-founders are running around booking the squash courts manually. We were finding availability, we were doing all updates, it wasn't automated. So we thought, right, the key now to scale is to go from our WhatsApp to an actual app, is to integrate the squash courts, to get that data out of their systems. But when we got to the squash court owners, they said, how many users do you have? We said, oh, we have 20, but it's a really good idea, right? We're going to charge the users, not going to charge you, we're going to drive customers to your site. They said, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. But well, why not? Why won't you work with us? They said, because we don't really understand the data we have. It's squash court information, but we use a third-party booking system, and we have to ask them. But also, we don't know why you're any different from the 20 other apps that came to us before you guys, and the 20 that will probably come after you. We don't know how to pick a winner. So until you get to 100,000 of users and it's clear that you're a winner, then we'll work with you. And we got that same response from every single tennis court, squash club, leisure centre that we went to. We just couldn't extract the data about what was available to book and not book. So we realized there wasn't just a barrier for consumers to find stuff, there's a barrier for innovators to build services in their sector. We couldn't even build kind of the Uber for sport or the Booking.com for sport. We couldn't build that simple service. And that's when we, at the time, as imin, with our B2C app, we realized we weren't that unique. Loads of people had tried to solve this problem before. For me, it was squash. For others, it might have been finding a partner to then go to play squash with, or baseball, or soccer, whatever it was. Innovators were trying to solve this in lots of different ways. They just all sucked because they couldn't get access to the information about what there was to do. They were building empty marketplaces. And in the end, you end up relying on users to create activities, a bit like Meetup. The reason why there's only one Meetup is because that's really hard to do. You have to have a lot of people in there to make sure there's an activity for someone who's looking. So why was it really hard as well? We spoke to lots of investors at the time and said, hey, we've got this new idea, and they said, you're going to fail. And we said, why? They said, well, you're going to suck at getting the data up because no one can do this. But also, when it comes to building B2C applications, people are really different. Sounds obvious, but for me, my squash app is going to be really different to the website or application that's going to get my mum off the sofa. She wants to do walking, she wants to feel safe, she wants to have a natter with someone. For me, squash is about elite sport, actually have a good game, and look at who it is. Think of the different shop windows that people have when they're thinking about their health, whether they're using Weight Watchers, or their GPs telling them to be active, or they're talking to their local authority, or it's a specific sport, or they're socializing, or they're networking. There's so many different ways into sport, it's going to be really hard to build one interface. And because you can't get that traction to get all those users together, because the interfaces need to be different for each different types of user, you never really get to the scale where you can go to the venues and say, look, we're now at the scale of like Booking.com for sports, can we have your information in case it's now worth you integrating? So these startups end up not growing. We've not had a good search-based platform in the sports sector at all. So this was the dance we were dancing at the time, and no one was following us. We were dancing on that hill by ourselves. a rubbish dance, no one was involved, no one should have. So at the time we said, right, we can either do this the same way and think we're the exception to the rule, or can we do something differently? Could we learn from other sectors? So I'm sure everyone's booked a holiday online. It's super easy. You can search through any hotel in the world, or any destination in the world, and you'll get that real-time information about hotel rooms. And the reason that is because the hotel or the travel sector is really good at sharing data. Mainly because it's commercially driven, but they're very good at it. How many people have heard of Amadeus? 1, 2? There's others in there, and Galileo, Sabre, there's a couple in the middle. Point is that the last time you used hotels.com or Expedia, you're actually searching the Amadeus database. These guys plug into all the hotels in the world and have a real-time view of all the bookable empty hotel rooms that you can pay for. Hotels.com just gets to plug into that and say, hey Amadeus, I need the feed for the Galapagos Islands because we're doing an offer in the Galapagos Islands. I don't have to call all the hotels in the Galapagos Islands, I just ask Amadeus. And for a hotel owner, it's really good because you just focus on your hotels, knowing that your one room's advertised on all these sites. So the system works really well. So what if we could do the same for the leisure sector? Instead of forcing lots of direct connections between apps and services, why don't we provide the squash court owner with one gateway to all the different places online where people might be searching? What if we allow kind of the public sector to not worry about having to aggregate all this data by themselves and get direct and deal with real time? Why don't we just provide them a service to that? So that's what we changed our model to. That was our new dance. And from there, it started working differently, but we're getting the same results because we just moved, if you're following me so far, from the app interface to this bit. But when we go to these guys and said, hey, we need your data, it's new now, we're in the middle, we're not an app anymore. They said, yeah, but how many apps do you have? And I'm like, well, none, because it's just started. They said, okay, well, we need to get a bit bigger first. We thought, well, we hit the same chicken and egg problem of every marketplace. So one more thing we tried differently was, what if we asked them just to make it open data? So rather than sharing it with imin directly, we say to the squash court owner, the data you have can be used in lots of different ways by lots of different people. It's going to be really valuable for people to build services on top of. Just open it up, publish it to the web, and then don't worry about where it goes. You're just talking about squash courts, times, prices, and places, and that kind of thing. There's no membership data. Why do you care where it goes? If it generates bookings and payments, just publish it openly. And this is the same way that TfL works with its open data around train times. I'm sure a lot of people use Citymapper to get here. Citymapper's plugging into all the open data from TfL, British Rail, all these kind of guys. TfL don't have any limits on where the data goes, they just publish it openly. You and I can go get that data if we want today. So we said to these guys, instead of choosing a winner, whether it's an app or imin, just open your data and we can lower the barriers to success for anyone wanting to build a service, whether it's an app, an aggregator, a bot, AI, whatever's coming down the road, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. We need the data open for the data to flow there. So that was our new dance we started dancing, and it started working. This is about a year into our journey, so we've been dancing for a long time. We were tired. So the new dance was kind of the last hope bit. But we started getting into conversations we never got into before. As imin, we stopped really pitching us as a company and said, what if you invest in the concept of sharing the data? And people like in the public sector started saying, well, that's interesting, because we don't have to choose a winner anymore. We just create a platform. This really is kind of government as a platform. And we'll just get out of the way and let people build services on top of that. And so imin formed a partnership with London Sport to help London be the first kind of open data for physical activity city in the world. We're also out of time. And so that was our first follow-up. That was really important because then people started paying attention. Maybe these imin guys have something to them. Maybe open data is something that's going to be really useful. Then some people's favorite character, Boris then picked that up because he's about promoting London and said, we're going to make London the fitness technology capital of the world. And started telling a room of London decision makers that this is what they should start doing. Raise a crowd. Momentum starts to build. Then the first partner started giving our presentation to everyone he knew about, so his peers across the country. Imin's not even in this room. It's the concept they're selling on open data. So now the message is spreading across the country and things are getting really exciting. We're starting to reach sort of a tipping point. People are running across the hill to join us. And then February last year, we ended up in the IMAX in the Science Museum, where very little Gavin Starks, who was a very big screen, starts talking about open data as infrastructure. He starts saying, we've done this in finance, we've done this in other sectors, why can't we do it in physical activity? And hopefully all knows this guy. This was really exciting. So Tim Berners-Lee picked up on this and said, well, yeah, we've done this in travel. You can find your way across London very quickly, and you take that for granted. But when we want people to find their way towards being healthy, do the same thing. Put your sports data online. We'll get them there if we can allow people to build services on top of that data. So now the hill is really jumping. It's really exciting. Tim's in there, Imin's in there, it's all great. They went right to the top of government, well, almost to the top, to the Department of Culture, Media and Sport, so kind of the top dogs in our sporting world. And we said, look, you should probably put this in some of your policy documents. You should make sure this happens. And so they took that and they presented it to everyone, and you can't really see it here, but they're saying, look, if you get paid by the government, you, to do with physical activity, you have to put your data online so people can access that in whichever way they choose. Oh, there you go, I blew it up. So all organisations that receive funding from Sport England will be required to make data which is relevant to getting more people involved in sport and physical activity publicly available in an agreed format. Basically open data. They didn't say open data because it scares them and they don't understand that, but that's basically open data. Then Sport England translated that as keeping up with digital expectations of the consumer. People are used to booking stuff easily online. And they kind of took our example of travel. As easy as it is to book a hotel, make it that easy to book a badminton court. And then that, right back down to London it went, and it got put into the GLA's Data for London strategy. Potential to transform public services and drive innovation. So this kind of concept, which Imin started, we gave away, and it went right to the top of government, it's come right back down to London, and kind of started to impact what we do. And it's culminated in this group called Open Active, which is this group of different organizations involved in the sector who will contribute to the open data standard. So we're standardizing the way data is shared in the sector so that anyone can come along and use it easily. We don't want people use better gyms, that's these guys, and there's one in Newham and one in Wandsworth and Essex. We don't want them to share data in lots of different formats because then it's still really hard. We want them to share it in a similar format. So we've got an open data standard, and British Cycling have implemented it, and British Rowing are doing it, and Table Tennis are doing it. And this is now a 57-strong group, which is fronted by the ODI, the Open Data Institute, literally across the road. And it's supported by Sport England, and it's kind of mandated by the government, and it's now European-wide. We've got European companies in there saying, we want to do this, we want to help with this, we want to use it when we come to London, we want to take it back with us to France, Denmark, wherever they're from. So it's super exciting. And in the meantime, we're still in there, I'm still in there having a little dance. And it's kind of real now, so kind of 2 years on, we've got Open Active governing the standards in there, and we've actually got open data coming out of these activity providers. Some people are using it directly, but Imin is in the middle aggregating it. So open data is dirty data, and it's all sorts of mess. And so we clean it up and make it useful, and we provide it to folks that need it. So the Olympic Park will be going live, I think, next week, which is exciting, using the thousands of activities that go on in the Olympic Park. People just can't access. You have to kind of stumble upon them. Essex, London, Hampshire, Bury, all these different locations are benefiting from open data and an ease of searching for stuff to do. So I'll leave you with this image. The movement we helped to start is now at this stage, and it's kind of the hill's getting more busy week on week on week. I'm still in there, but it's not really about us anymore. we benefit from everyone pulling together and collaborating to get the sector more open to people building technologies. And for us, there's no better way to kind of help people to move than by starting a movement.